These are your Unit 5B, Day 6 notes. You're continuing to work on Standard 3A, but we are going to use a verbal representation and now practice graphing it. So, here is our scenario. Jeff went to the store and bought 12 apples. After 2 hours, he only had 8 apples left. So the first thing is we're seeing what two things we're comparing. And remember, we have our X and our Y. So we're looking at apples and hours. And remember, we said when we have hours, that is typically our X, our independent variable, because the amount of apples depends on the number of hours. So I'm going to label hours red because that is our x-axis right here. And then I'm going to also label that like this. And you should have done this before in science class. Right? So my step 1 is to label the axes. So this one, my x-axis is hours. And we're comparing hours to apples. We're finding the rate of change between apples and hours. So I'm going to highlight apples. Jeff starts with 12 apples. And then after 2 hours, he only had 8 left. So over here is my y-axis, and we're again comparing apples to hours, finding that rate of change. My y-axis, and we would label that apples. All right, so I've done my first step. I've labeled my axis. My next step, step 2, is to graph the two given points. So we look here, and he went to the store, and he started with 12 apples. Well, apples is right here, so I'm going to go up this, and I'm going to put my 12 right there, because he started with 12 apples, so that means it's 0 hours. Okay, so I graph my first point, then I have my next point. After 2 hours, he had only 8 apples left. So 2 hours, I locate my hours on my x-axis, 2, and then I go up to the point 8. So my next point would be right here, because after 2 hours, 8 apples. Okay, I've done step 2. I've graphed my two given points. Next, I'm going to locate the y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. We can see right here, or your starting point. So x is 0 when apples is 12. Or the starting point is 12. So that is my y-intercept. And I'm going to write that down. All right, so my y-intercept is 0, 12. Just good. All right, there we go. All right, let's go to the next step. Connect the 2 points and make a line. So remember, we have our rate of change, and we're going to connect these 2 points with a line. But except for I don't want it to be that color. There we go. All right, that step was pretty easy. Step 4, now I'm on to step 5. Find the slope, which is rise over run. And we are going to fix this so the colors line up. Okay, so go like this. Nope. And it's rise over run. My rise is my change up and down along the y-axis, and my run is the change horizontal along the x-axis. So now let's go ahead and find the slope, rise over run, can see right here, it's down 4. And then over 2. So my slope is 4 over 2, which can be simplified to 2 over 1. Okay, now this next step is something that's really new. Step 6. Use the slope to add 1 or 2 additional points to your line. Well, we know that the slope is 2 over 1, so we can just continue to follow that pattern to add more points to our line, because this is a consistent rate of change. So that means this pattern happens over and over again. He loses the same amount of apples every hour. He loses 2 apples every hour because he's probably eating them or sharing them with his homies. I don't know. So we go like this. And our slope is 2 over 1. So I would go, so go down 2 over 1. That's a point on the graph. Down 2 over 1. That's another point on the graph. And so on. Down 2 over 1. That would be another point on the graph. All right, and then the slope of the line, continued the slope is a straight line. It's a consistent rate of change. It is proportional. So all these dots should connect to make a straight line. And that is how you add additional points to a line when you are given the slope. So last thing right here, let's just put our answers where they belong. We have our y-intercept, which is 0, 12, and our slope, which is 2 over 1, and it's actually negative 2 over 1 because this is a negative slope. He's losing apples, not gaining them. Okay, let's move on to the next page. Here we have one more example that I'm going to go through with you. I'll try to do this one a little bit quicker. So Elliot has 3 books at his house. After 1 week, he has 6 books at his house. So we have to label the axis. We are comparing. We have books and books. Books goes on my y-axis. And then we have weeks. And weeks go on my x-axis, right? Remember that, because if it's a unit of time, it's on the x-axis. So we'll label this weeks. And then this will be labeled books. All right. Step 1 is done. Let's go to step 2. Graph the given points. All right. So 3 books. He starts with 3 books. All right. At 0 weeks, he has 3 books, so that will go right there. Our second point is after 1 week, he has 6 books. So 1 week, 6 books. Okay, I labeled my 2 points. Now I'm on to step 3, locate the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the starting point, or when the line would cross the y-axis. So when it's 0, x is 0, that is, right? So step 3, that's my y-intercept. I'm going to put it down here. It's 0, 3. My next thing, step 4, is to connect the 2 points and make a line. So I connected my 2 points to make a line. Next thing is to find a slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. So, or y over x. So I go rise over run, so I go up first. So it's up 3 over 1. So my slope is 3 over 1. And then my last thing is to use my pattern to create additional points. My pattern is up 3 over 1, rise over 1, run. So up 3 over 1, that's an additional point. And we go ahead and we do it again. Up 3 over 1, and that's an additional point. All right, and now we could see what the slope of the line would be. It would look like this. And that represents our constant rate of change, or our slope, which is every week 3 more books. Okay, I would like you to try this example on your own, and then we'll go through it. Okay, hopefully you tried this on your own, and we'll go through it together now. All right. So first thing, let's look at what we're comparing. We got Oreo cookies, and we have hours. 2 hours. All right. Okay. First thing we're going to do is label the axis. So my y-axis is cookies or Oreos, whatever you put there is fine. And then my x-axis is hours. Okay, label the axis. Step 2, graph the 2 points. Well, my starting point, he had 15 Oreos to start the day. And then 2 hours later, he had 10 Oreos. So 2 hours later, 10 Oreos. So that's where my second point would go. Next, locate the y-intercept. Well, my y-intercept is my starting point, or when x is 0. So my y-intercept is 0, 15. Next, I'm going to connect the 2 points. Following that, I'm going to find my slope. My slope is rise over run. So rise, I see I'm going down 5, and I'm going over 2. So my slope would be 5 over 2. Next, I am going to use the slope to add 2 additional points. Well, my pattern is down 5 over 2. Down 5, so make sure I have that negative. So down 5 over 2. And the new point would go there. Follow my pattern again. Down 5 over 2. And that would be another point. And so now I'm just going to connect these points that represent the slope, or the change, the consistent rate of change. And like, let's pretend I can do a straight line. Okay, that's a beautiful, perfect straight line. All right, hopefully this is how you did. And we haven't been putting a title in, but that's okay. We're really focusing on being able to have a given scenario and understand the relationship on the graph. Okay, I want you to do the next page completely on your own, and then come and check your work. Okay, hopefully you tried this on your own, and what I want you to do is just pause the video and look at the work I did that's color-coded, and see if you got the same thing. If you did not, I want you to figure out your mistake. Use that problem-solving approach, critical thinking. That's really important skill, okay? Awesome. I will see you tomorrow.